ladies, welcome to Sangeeta's Cooking Mantra. Thank you for taking our basic baking class. So today I'll be teaching you how to make the doll cake. Okay, so let's get started. So now to build your cake, basically the doll cake that I'll be building here, I would need a turntable so that I can use it. The base should be on the turntable because we are going to tort it. Okay, so you can do it in two ways because you are beginners. So I would want you to take like cakes and then tort it rather than having a mold, cake mold for doll cake. We also get molds for doll cakes in the market these days, but because you are beginners, I would always suggest you to buy less and do use whatever you have in hand. Okay, so whatever sponge cake you have here, you can use like that. So I am using the yellow sponge that we usually bake. Okay, so you all have the recipe already. So I am not trimming this round shape because the doll today that I have taken has a certain length. Okay, so my Barbie, I have secured her hair properly, and you also have to secure it with cling wrap so that the body does not touch the inside, come in contact with the cake basically when you insert it inside. Okay, and you will have to check कि आपको कितने केक चाहिए, वो चेक करने के लिए आप एक के ऊपर एक केक रख लीजिए, and then you can check with the waist. So whatever the layer comes to the base, the waist, so you have to take that height of the cake. Okay, now if you ask me the width of the cake, if you ask me the tin size, so I would say I prefer using a minimum a 6-inch tin, because this will be the maximum width, like, right? And going to the top, we have to narrow it down because the waist is always narrower than the bottom part. When we are wearing a skirt or something, the skirt will flare out to the bottom, right? So what we have to do is we have to consider the maximum width of the skirt to be the width of the tin size that you need to take. You can either take a 7-inch or a 6-inch, but if you take a 5 or a 4-inch, the width is not going to be too much. Okay, so when you tort it, it will become a very narrow kind of a dress or skirt. So if you are trying to make an evening gown on something, then you can go for a 4-inch tin or a 5-inch tin. But if you want to make a flared out skirt that I want to make today, so I have taken the 6-inch width, right? I think I'm clear today. Now what I'll do is I will just keep this aside, wait. And so these are the height of the cakes that I have. I have already torted. You guys know what torting is, right? So I will keep all the layers. I will work on one layer at a time. So what I basically need to do is, so take any cookie cutter or any bowl or whatever you get handy. What should be the dia of the cookie cutter so that your doll passes through, but the width is not too much. Like if you take a bigger one, the doll is definitely going to pass through, but you need a minimum size. Okay, minimum size, yet the doll is passing through it nicely. Why do we need this cookie cutter? Is because we have to cut exactly the center of the cake. Give it a twist and just take it out. Okay, so this you have to keep aside. So this is what you get, right? You have to repeat this with all your cakes that you try to build the doll with. So I'll just keep on. Give me 2 minutes so that I can quickly. Make sure that you mark well. If you need, you can use a tape to mark it properly. Okay. Also this. So just do it quickly. Center. You can do it with your eye estimation also. You do not really need to mark, but if you're not sure, you can mark it with a whatever scale or your measuring tape or anything. Okay, so what I'm trying to basically say is, don't mark one in the center and another one in the corner, because you will be layering these cakes one on top of the other, and then you will insert your doll inside to be able to stand. So if your the hole that you are creating is not aligned, so your doll will not pass through. Today I will be working with whipped cream. You can use anything, ganache, buttercream, any frosting that you want. Okay, so this is almost done. I have 2 more left. So this will be my top part because I want it to be a little roundish like a skirt. So I'm keeping this top intact. I'm not cutting it off, okay? See, because the height is too much. So I'm just passing it through here. See this? Right? And the last piece for today is this. Done? So far, so good. Okay, I'll just wipe my hands and I'll clean the table and come back quickly. Okay, so I'm back now. I've cleaned my station. Why you need to clean? I emphasize on cleaning is because we do not want any kind of crumb on our working station when we are trying to work on anything. You need to be working with super cleanliness and detail. Okay, so now first and foremost, I have this whipping cream. You have already learned how to make whipping cream, right, in our class. So what you need to do is you just want to color it. So today I'll be using these color splash colors that I've already mentioned to you. Just put in a few drops. See, color is completely your choice. Whatever you want to, whatever shade you want basically. I'm not mixing it through and through. I want this like a light kind of a shade that's coming with the white thing. So I will just allow it to be. Okay. So suppose you are working with a pineapple cake, you can color your frosting inside. This has become yellow if you can see it. I don't know. Yes, yes, it's visible, right? Okay. So I'll just start building the cake now. So first and foremost, you have to apply a little cream on the base. So I would suggest, see, I am working with whipped cream because this is just for a tutorial. Suppose you are giving it to your client or somebody, then I would suggest that please use a little ganache if you have, or buttercream. So what will happen is your doll is not going to move anywhere. Buttercream or ganache is going to hold it tight onto the base when you are trying to work. I'm not putting a lot of cream here. I'm just putting a little, but I want it to be in the center, okay? And also I have simple syrup. This is your sugar syrup that you make with sugar and water. So we want to soak our cakes today. So that's completely your choice whether or not you want to soak it, okay? So I am trying to place it in the center. Now I will soak it a little. That's completely your choice. You want to soak it, you soak it. Don't want it, that's fine. So take a little tissue paper and wipe off the water like this simple syrup, whatever falls down. Okay. Now keep building. So apply a little cream. I'll be applying a very tad bit of cream because the skirt is going to have a lot of cream. So I do not want a lot of cream on the cake. Okay. So I'm putting a little bit of cream, and also I am keeping the crumbs to one side. I am not mixing it into the entire bowl. Please note this, okay? Next layer would be this. So you can keep on building the layers basically, okay? See, because what happens is if you put in a lot of frosting inside, number one, the height of the cake will vary. So if you want a lot of frosting inside, then you have to take one layer of your cream, the cake less, so that it will work fine when you put the entire layer of cream and cake together. So that calculation you have to make. If you want to put a lot of frosting inside, take one cake layer less. So this much cream room you will get to play around with, okay? So the next is, again, we are using a little bit of frosting. Right? I'm putting a lot of frosting. very rough. You don't have to be like very, just see that the layer, that the level is fine. Other than that, you don't have to really get bothered about the frosting inside. Next layer. So this is my third layer, and in between give it a nice press. Okay, so whatever air or whatever air bubbles are trapped inside will come out. So now if you see that while torting there is some ups and downs, so you can actually adjust it with the cream. Sometimes what happens when we are in a hurry or rush, the torting is a little, you know, if not too even, you can work through with the frosting. Okay, we are not working outside now, we are just trying to build in the layers. Okay, so this is the third layer, this is the fourth layer. So I'll just put it here because you have to match it and see which one is going. Okay, this is fine. I'm not soaking it anymore. If you want, you can actually, because see, the crumb is so good that as soon as I'm putting in water, I don't even have to poke it. See how nicely, smoothly it's getting soaked. We don't have to really poke or do anything to soak our sponges. It's that good. Just applying a little coat. Okay. See, frosting is completely yours. You can put it inside and do a little circle, and whatever crumbs come off, just put it here and put it into the frosting and not outside. Okay, inside the filling, not in the frosting. Second last. So this is our second last. You can check in between, see, and the last layer will have our height till the waistline. Okay, so I would need a little skewer. Say 4 skewers you need after this process is done. Okay, nice. Now this and the last, this is the last layer. Okay, so I see that it's drooping this side, so what we can do is we can actually twist it to see which way will fit better. See, this is fitting better, right? Okay, so this is the layering that we want to do. Now again we will clean up. Okay, and at this point of time what we need to do is we have to put in 4 skewers. You can either use skewers, you know what skewers are, right? You can either use skewers or you can use straws, right? Pipe straws. I prefer using skewers because they are sturdy enough. So I just need to trim it a little till the height that I have. Catch it. Right, and just mark with 1 and you can trim the rest. So we have 4 skewers. Why do we want to use the skewers is because the cake that we are using is a cream cake. Whether or not you are using a cream cake, if you put in skewers inside, then you are securing your cake and it's not going to move. But you do not put your skewers to the edges. We need to put it towards the center. Why? Because we are going to trim it. So when we trim it, we don't want the skewers to be come in between the knife, basically this rated knife that we'll be using. Okay, so just put it towards the center. So what will happen is your cake will not move anywhere, and also you will not face any problem trimming the cake, right? See, now the cake is not moving anywhere. Okay, so this is done. Now next what we need to do is we want to trim it. Okay, so I'll just put this tray below this and we would want to trim it. So I'll just come back in 2 minutes again. See, so my station is clean now. You will see that I'm taking a couple of pause in between, and I'm starting right from where we have stopped. The pause is only to clean up, because see, if you have seen my work, you would see that I completely focus on finesse and detailing and a lot of baking neat cakes, and I am a lot of I prefer and believe in cleanliness. So you would always see that wherever I am working, I prefer cleaning the station again and again. Okay, so the break that we are taking in between is just to clean the station. So now I have, like you can see, I have this tray in between, like below the turntable. So whatever I am trimming, the extra part, the shavings will go into the tray. So what happens is, when I remove this tray, the station will be clean. Okay, so after this part is done, what we need to do is, you want to put your doll inside the well that you have created and allow her to rest. Okay, so she can rest like this. Arms should be above, on top of her, like above her head. Yeah. And if you feel that the doll is moving a little, what you can do is, there is a little more tip that I can give you. Give me cake pieces, like the round cake piece that you had cut. Like the round cake piece that you have cut, you can cut it from the center, like small pieces, and just put it inside to fix her tight, and she's not going to move. Okay, small little tips, because see, you might not have the exact size of the doll, the thickness of the doll. So this you can do to secure her. Okay, so now we will start trimming her skirt, which is the most important part. Otherwise, what you would have done is, you could have used that bought that tin. But you tell me, how many doll cakes are you going to make throughout your baking journey or right away? So you should know how to carve cakes. Okay, as a baker you should know all of this. So I will start trimming like this. The top part will be the narrowmost part, right? So start trimming. The bottom part I want to keep as maximum. So because it's whipping cream cake, let me just lock my turntable. So because it's whipping cream cake, you will see that it will move a little, right? So whatever is coming off extra, you can put it in the tray. Again, turn her a little. I have lock in my turntable, so this really helps. So trim little by little. Don't trim a lot at one go, because if you trim little by little, you can always go back and trim it again. But if you trim a lot of the cake at one go, you cannot fix it again. See, I'm trimming only a little by little. See, if it was chocolate ganache, if it was buttercream, you could have allowed the doll to set in the fridge for some time. Then the doll wouldn't have moved this much, okay? But mostly people ask doll cakes in whipped cream. That's the reason I'm doing a whipped cream doll cake now. Okay, for you all. Otherwise, I could have easily done a ganache doll cake or a buttercream doll cake. That would have really helped me or made my work easier. But that wouldn't have helped you much. Whipped cream is the difficult medium to handle. Okay, so when you have trimmed like the major part of it, take a serrated knife, right? I'm using a serrated knife today. So you see that I have removed quite a chunk of the cake. Can you see that? You can see the shape of the cake already. Okay, so the cake is a little sticky and it's sticking to my hands because it's too hot, super hot today. And as soon as the cake is out of the fridge, it starts sweating. You know that, right? So that's why I'm cleaning my hand again and again. I'm just trying to trim it a little more and give it the shape of the skirt, right? Suit yourself and keep trimming. Slowly, slowly, gradually. Not too much at a time. So see, this tray is going to really help. I can see a little here. Can you see this? Right? Can you see this? Look at the shape now. It was round first, right? And keep working. The bottom part we don't want to cut a lot. I'm just trying to give it that shape. Wherever it's extra, just try and trim it. Right? And also to the top. So just invert your knife like this, upside down, to trim the top part. Because otherwise, if you try to trim it like this, the piece might break and fall off. See, just to narrow down her waistline. Like when we wear a skirt, can you see the shape that's coming? You will see a lot of crumbs also coming out. So that's why you need to have a tray beneath to be able to hold the shavings, okay? And don't get worried about a little of the skewer. If it comes off, you can just push it down. And if it's tall, then it will be covered with your cream. So don't get bothered with that. Focus on trimming, okay? Don't trim a lot at one go. You might say that ma'am has made it like the shape of a skirt. So I could have done together. No. But if you try doing it together and a lot of, like, it's a cake after all, right? These are all cake that you are working with. And very soft and delicate and also whipped cream. So if a lot of chunk would have fallen apart, you couldn't fix it again. So just go by little at a time. And now just clean it. I think I'm happy with the shape now. Can you see this? And if you want to narrow it down a little more, you can do that. Completely your choice. I think I am happy with it. So this is the basic structure of your doll cake. Can you see this? Right? After this, what I will do is, I will clean the base of the cake. See, it's so easy for me to clean now. I have a tray and I'm cleaning everything onto the tray, and so my table is clean. This is also a tip, right? Because see, you will, as a home baker, you will also have to reduce your work. You cannot keep running to the kitchen to and fro just to make a cake. So try using these tips. See, so you want the base to be super clean because we will be crumb coating her now. Okay, so I will just remove this. So let's crumb coat. Right? Just however you're comfortable. You're comfortable from this side, just do it from this side. You're comfortable from the other side, you can do it from the other side. It's just a crumb coat. Like the first layer, okay? We are trying to fill in all the gaps that is there. Don't apply a lot of cream, just try to crumb coat it. Then use a palette knife or if you have MSP sheets or anything, then to smooth it out. And a bench scraper, sorry, not a palette knife, a bench scraper. You are already using a palette knife, this is a palette knife, right? You are applying the cream. It's super hot today. I don't know, these days it's getting too hot. So just try to clean everything that's extra very nicely and smoothly, okay? Just take off that extra cream. You don't have to buy anything extra. Okay, I'll show you the mold that I was talking about. If you want, you can buy it. That's completely your choice. But if you do not have it, don't bother buying it. You can very easily make a cake like this. Can you see the shape now? Right? We had, it was like a, can you see her? Can you see her? There's a lot of light in my studio. Can you see this? Yes, it's visible, right? So you don't need to clean her up too much. Just a little smoothing will do. And then we will set her in the fridge. We'll keep her in the fridge to chill down. Whipped cream is not going to get set, just to chill her down a little. And so that you can prep for the frosting, okay? So that much time you don't want to keep her outside. So that's why you need to keep her in the refrigerator. Right? So this much is enough. You should see the shape. I have not put a lot of cream into it, okay? So this much is enough. Okay. So now this is after half an hour. I have cleaned up everything and I had whipping cream, okay? So what I have done is I am taking this ruffle tip, like the teardrop tip that they have, okay? And I will pipe the bottom first. I will start with the bottom first, okay? So you just have to go zigzag, 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 and I will keep on turning towards you. Can you see this? I want it to be a little thick, so I'm making it a little thick because on top of this I'm going to make a rosette, classic rosette, okay? So that's why I want this border to be a little thick. So I'm making it a little thick. Can you see this? It's just one layer. If you want, what you can do is you can do a second layer also. See this? Nothing, just you have to go zigzag, zigzag. Okay, I'll just show you here, closer. Okay, let me just show you here. Right from here. Yes, this is better. See, just go zigzag. Okay, so I'm happy with these two lines. Okay, next what I want to do is I want to have a rosette. For rosette I will always use a Wilton 1M tip that I have told you guys to get. Can you see this? I think, is it visible? This is the Wilton. I don't know why there is it's not taking us zoomed in. So whatever, it's Wilton 1M tip. Okay, yes, now it's visible, right? Okay, so cream, I'll just do a dual shade. So what I want to do is I want to drip it first. See, take an empty piping bag, put your Wilton 1M tip in the empty piping bag. Okay, let's do. I'll just keep the doll aside. So this is how you're going to put it. So once the piping bag is filled with your nozzle, now you want to drip some of the drips here. See, like this, randomly, and let them drip down to the edges. If you want, you can even guide it. You can even guide these with a little skewer. Okay, and you can fill the cream, whipping cream. Okay, so basically when I was trying to fill the whipping cream, I saw that the cream was very runny. Like I said, it's super hot today, okay, super hot and humid. So I have just taken like 30 seconds, I have whipped the cream again, and I'm putting the cream now into my piping bag. So the white cream I'm putting, I have not colored it. Putting the white cream in my piping bag. Okay, then can you see this? When I press it, can you see this magic? Okay, so what I want to do is I want to pipe some rosettes here. Can you see us? Can you see her? Yeah. Okay, so I will make a couple of rosettes. So starting from here, in between there is a very important tip that I want to give you. You will see that after a couple of piping, your nozzle will look like this. So you need to clean it to be able to see the star tips. Okay, only then the rosettes will come out nicely. So I keep on wiping the nozzle basically. So the turn has to be towards the bottom. Can you see the gradient shade that I have given? So what I have done is, because I have done those streaks, that's why you can see these gradient shades. Just take your time and keep on piping the rosettes. Star and then going around it. Can you see this? See? Okay, so now see, design is completely yours. Okay, so this class, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach you how to go about doing your doll cakes. So what you can do is you can either make the full rosette on her, or you can do like different designs. So what I'll do is I'll make another row of the or maybe I'll do let me do a couple of stars now. I'm liking the stars, how these are coming out. So when you make stars, they have to be super close to each other. So with this Wilton 1M tip, you can actually get creative and do a lot of different designs. See this? So gradually we're making her dress, right? So what you can do is, if you want, you can make another layer of the ruffles. I think I would want to do that, and then do a second thing. So I like, my cream is finished, so I'll whip up a little more cream. Okay, white cream I need to whip. So I cannot allow her to be standing here like this. So what I'll do is I'll just keep her in the fridge. Oh, I'm loving her dress already. Okay, so I'll just keep her in the fridge and we'll whip up some white cream and they'll come back to you. Bye. Okay, so I will start off by making a few more ruffles. Let's start from the corner. Never start from the center, because if you also goof up or there is some the flow is not good, then it will come to the side and not on the center. Okay, so always start from the edge, from the side actually. Just do this on top of the stars. Okay, you want it to be on top of the stars, overlapping. You don't want to show or see any gap. It's very difficult to handle cream today. It's either getting too soft. So the nozzle that I'm using now is a Noor nozzle. That's why, if you get Wilton nozzles, they are more prominent. This nozzle is not that good. That's why the ruffles are also not coming out to be very prominent. But I had this handy, like the box that you have, 500 rupees box that you get in Amazon. I will just share it with this box. I'm using it from this box. That's why the packings are not that prominent, okay? But yeah, you can use it like. See. I think I'll go one more time. Let's move just one more time, overlapping. Okay, so on top of this, I'm going to go all stars. I think rosettes are enough. If I do a lot of rosette, then it's not going to look that nice. Okay, so let me just do stars quickly. Because we want the bottom part of the skirt to have the dress to be more flared out than the top part. If you do a lot of rosette on the top also, the top part is also going to look very heavy. We don't want it to be like that. See this? Yeah? Again, I will go till here and then I will have this white again here. So for that, before doing that, after the stars, I would prefer and keep her in the refrigerator basically. My focus is completely on the doll, okay? So if I'm repeating a few things, just pardon me. Because see, it's one thing to be making it and another thing to be recording it at the same time, right? I love it. So let me do a couple of more stars. Whatever I have in the piping bag, I'll just finish it off. And then keep her in the fridge. And because I need to allow her to set, because it's getting too hot, I will keep her in the fridge for say 15 minutes and then I will continue with the dress again. Okay, I have set it for another 15 minutes in the fridge and then I am back. Okay, so I will just finish off the remaining portion with the stars. This is looking brighter because I have just filled in the piping bag with yellow color and white. Okay, a little more. See, it doesn't take a lot of time to make a doll cake. Most of you are intimidated when your clients call you for a doll cake, so don't be. Even if you don't have a, you can make your own. Okay, so this one. And now again piping the skirt. Again put a skirt kind of a ruffle here on top of the star, okay, so that it looks like a dress. Just to fill in. Okay, now I will so this is the basically what I have done is, if you see closely, if you watch it closely, so I have taken the base is a ruffle. So what you could do is you could narrow the waist more. Okay, so it will also depend on the kg of the cake that your client asks you for. Okay, so if you narrow it down more, then the weight will get reduced. And if you want to bring like make it a little more bulky, heavy, then it is going to look like this. Now what you can do is you can start piping the bust. So we will make a bodice for the doll. Okay, I will just fill in my piping bag now. Now just adding a drop to the waist with the star tip. And with this little star tip. Okay, so we want to make the bodice, however design you want, just do tiny dots. Right, so this is basically the shape of the dot, and then we cover her up. Okay, so I will just cover her up. So that becomes our bodice. Bodice means the dress, basically the upper part, bust part of the dress. So this is how we are going to cover her up. Okay. It's getting very runny today. The cream is getting very runny because also I'm working under AC, but still. Actually, my studio is on the top floor, so this room gets super hot. See, now it will appear as if she's wearing a dress. Now you can put her arms down to wherever you want, like so. Okay, and you can make a strap. See, now if you want to make a dress that goes behind and whatever you want to cover her up, you can do that. But I'm happy with this. Okay, can you see this? Right? So you can quickly make a doll. You can see a little gap here and there. So I'll just fill that up. Right? And if you have some like some pearl or something, you can also decorate it with pearls and things like that. See? So she's your doll cake. Can you see her? Yes. So look, it just takes, if you really get to doing a doll cake, after baking, it will hardly take you 1 hour's time if you have the cream whipped and everything ready. So this is going to be super easy for you. All the best and keep baking. Do share how you make your doll cakes with us. Bye bye. See you soon.